What's going on, family? Hope all is well. So, I want to share three biblical secrets for building wealth God's way. I believe with our finances, we should not leave God out. But sadly, a lot of people leave God out of their finances. And I believe that when we are building wealth, when we are in the process of building wealth, it's very important to keep God first. It's very important to seek God with our plans on how to build wealth and his plans for us on what to do in building wealth. And the Bible has a lot of secrets, a lot of things, and I wouldn't say secrets, but a lot of wisdom for us to build wealth that a lot of people don't know about. So it's very important that we go through the scriptures, read the scriptures in a diligent fashion, and seek out what the word is saying in building wealth. So I want to share three things that I believe that are key for us in building wealth. So the first thing is, and it comes from the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18, it states that God gives us the ability to build wealth. And this is very important because a lot of times with our money, or it can be for a lot of people, they do what they want to do and don't seek God. Don't ask God for wisdom. Don't ask God for what to do in building their wealth. So it's very important to not rely on your own self as far as building wealth, but knowing that God is your source. You know, God gives you the ability. God gives you the wisdom. God gives you what you need in order to build wealth, but it's up to us to listen and it's up to us to follow. You know, I think about Adam. You know, when God formed Adam, he formed Adam to be able to, you know, till the land, to do the things that God wanted him to do. So it's very important for Adam to listen, to do, but obviously, you know, Adam did not heed, you know, him and his wife did not heed, and that's what caused trouble. So it's very important to know that we cannot do what we want to do, essentially, and be successful. But it's very important that we know that God gives us the ability to be able to build wealth. So it's very important that we know that and know that we need to try to accomplish his will in order to try to build wealth. And the wealth is not for us, but the wealth is for building what he wants us to do while here on this earth. And that's how we can have, you know, everlasting, you know, joy and peace when we know that we are building wealth for God's kingdom and not our own way. The second thing I wanted to share that's in the Bible that is key in building wealth comes from Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. And it states that the borrower is servant to the lender. And what this scripture is telling us is that it's very important for us to stay out of debt, essentially, how debt can drag us down. And, you know, you see a lot going on right now with debt being at all-time highs, you know, as far as consumer debt and also as far as the government debt as well. And it lets us know that people use debt in order to be able to live and to maintain, but it's so very important to not let that get out of hand. And right now, obviously, it's out of hand right now because it's at all-time highs. And when it's at all-time highs and people are, you know, using and maxed out, then, you know, the borrower can be servant to the lender. You can be in a state to where, you know, you're living to try to pay off this debt, you know, with your job or your business, and it's kind of dragging you. You know, you're a servant to the debt. And I don't believe God made us to be servant to debt, but he made us with the ability to have money serve us. And it's very important to get out of debt, you know, stay out of debt. And I'm not saying, you know, you don't, it's not bad to have a credit card or so, but we cannot serve debt, but we have to make sure that money serves us, you know. So getting out of debt, you know, God gave us the warning that staying out of debt is a way so you can have access to your money. You can be able to use your money fully to be able to do positive things, you know, give, to be able to save, to be able to invest in the stock market, invest in real estate, invest in business. But when that money is going towards debt, then that's when you're a servant. So stay out of debt. Stay out of debt and don't be a servant to the lender. And the third and final thing comes from 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. And in this verse, it states that the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. So it's very important to not love money. Money is not evil. I always hear people say that the love of money is the root of all evil. But money is not evil. It's a amoral thing, meaning it's neither good nor bad, but it's how you use it. And what this scripture is stating is that when you love something, you'll do anything for it. So when a person loves money, they will do bad things for it. They can go out and steal. They can go out and just do all types of different things or businesses in order to get money. So what this scripture is stating, don't love money, because when you love it, you're going to do all kinds of evil. But what this scripture is telling us to do is just to, it's okay to have money, but don't love it. Put it in a space to where you use money as a resource. I believe that we should have money. Our mindset should be, hey, money is a resource. What can I do in order to use this resource in order to do great things? What can I do to use this resource to be able to make a difference in my town, my city, my state, my country, the whole world? That's how we should view money. And when we view money that way, that's how we can have a healthy relationship with money. But when we love money, that's when things go bad. So don't love money. Put yourself in a situation where money is a resource and think about it. Hey, God gave me this money. How can I use this resource to make a difference in the whole world? So I just wanted to share those 3 biblical passages. And I hope this really blesses you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about these 3 passages. And let me know what things from the Bible that you use to be able to build wealth and motivate you. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.